Hi, Grizzly.
Hi, buddy. How you doing?
How are you, bro?
I'm doing awesome, man.
Bro, it's great to see you, bro.
Dude, it's so good to see you, man. It's good to be out here in beautiful California.
You should move out here, bro.
Nope, but I sure do love visiting. I like my South.
Not gonna lie, you are in a good place.
Oh, but I will say, within 24 hours of being out here, the allergies were gone. I could breathe. It's been so bad in Georgia. The air out here is so
What's
nice.
what's the difference in the air quality? Like what? Like
It just feels like clean out here, especially with the ocean breeze, like as close as we are to the ocean. It's just so nice, and it's so humid right now, and it's been raining a ton, and the allergies are crazy. Everything's blooming. It's just, I was like completely clogged when I got here, and
and
then
then it's
24 hours, I was like, I can breathe.
that's a good feeling. That's a good feeling when you go somewhere and it's just like because when I fly, the moment I get in the plane, you just go pop.
Mm-hmm.
But it depends where I go. It's either clean out or fucking get worse. Which
100%.
you never know.
Yeah,
You just find out when you land.
100%. And it's just so much cooler. We're already in the high 80s and stuff. 100% humidity, just muggy. The temp out here is so nice. I think I've rocked a hoodie the whole time. It's been so nice. Y'all are so
Yeah.
spoiled.
I mean that's like going back to Ecuador. It's so humid that you take a walk outside and you start dripping.
Really?
Everywhere you go, you're just dripping. I'm not dripping clothes, you're dripping sweat.
100. It's like you take a shower, you get all clean, then you step outside and it's just boof.
There's I have take showers after training and walk out, but like literally like sauna. That's what like it's just better just to keep light clothes out there.
It's the same in Georgia from like June to August. Just sticky and hot.
And then when it's before besides those months, you just get all rain, snow.
No,
How's that
no, no.
there?
Oh, definitely no snow. We barely get snow ever in Georgia. We'll get like a little bitty dusting here and there, but it's normally like just cold, muggy winters. Get down to like 30s and stuff, but the difference in Georgia is the humidity with the cold. When we lived in Utah, when we were about to move to Utah, my wife didn't really want to go because it's so much colder out west. And I'll never forget, we were in the parking lot looking at the space I was moving into at Black Rifle. And I looked at her, and she was wearing like yoga pants and a long sleeve shirt. And I was like, hey, babe, how does it feel right now? She was like, it's a little cold, but it feels really good. Sun was out. I was like, it's 22 degrees. The dry heat out there is so different. It can get so much colder, and you feel really comfortable. Where in Georgia, it could be 42 degrees, but with the humidity tied in, it's a cold that'll get down to your bones and destroy you. So it's just you have all the cold, but you don't get the snow and the fun winter stuff. But it's a short winter. Like that was the other nice thing about being back in Georgia is it's still cold in Utah and doing that, and we've been hot and in the 70s for the last 2.5, 3 months. So it's just I don't know. You have to pick the things you like. I like the green. It's good to be back because Georgia's just so green.
I mean, when you post like the either like the bug like the surroundings around,
Yeah,
that to me is like the goal. Like have a nice jar is cool, but when you have a jar and around it's green,
mm-hmm.
that's like ultimate beautiful for me. Like that just gives you another peace of mind. That will let you work better. That makes you happier. That's just like
And it's that privacy where, especially once, because my house, like you're saying, like it's surrounded by all that green. I kind of live in like a, what would you, like a horseshoe. And once summer and spring comes, everything blooms and it just engulfs my house and just the privacy and it's just green everywhere. And that, I miss the mountains of Utah, but just having that green and that
that give you
seclusion,
that satisfaction.
so peaceful. It's so peaceful. And just the satisfaction of like getting to mow your lawn. There's something to that where it's like you get out there on Sunday, mow your lawn, everything looks good, you take pride in your property. It's probably like my favorite day of the week of getting to mow the lawn.
That's the things that I really really like. Like when you're surrounded by green,
Hmm.
it's like if people have never been in that, they can understand what that feels like. When you can just only see green to the right, to the left, front and back, that's a different animal in terms of like internal fucking happiness. I mean, I grew up like that, and I would like to eventually live like that one day because that's just different. And in that same place is where you have the shop.
Yep. So the forge is right there on the property. So I've got a house, and then I've got a like a garage that's off to the side of the house, like a 2 car garage that I redid to make the shop. So that's where all the knives, all the forging, everything's right there on the property, which is awesome because I get to be there with the family too. So kids can come home from school, go hang out with them, do dad, all of that. And then if they go to bed early, I can pop back out in the shop and work a little more. So it's nice having it right there because I can still work, but then split the time to do dinner and help out with the family and then pop back out and work some more.
I mean, that's success right there.
Oh, it's amazing. It's
That's
wonderful.
that's all a man will wanted to do. And when you start forging, how the making knife happen for you? Like when did it start?
So it started, I would say, let's see, I started the business in 2019 and I started blacksmithing around 2017. When I got out of the military and quit contracting and bodyguarding and all of that, once we had our first daughter, I kind of wanted to shift away from the life that I did have. And I was like, well, I want to be home. I can't travel anymore. I want to go all in on this dad thing. And I just didn't know what I was going to do. So I used my GI Bill from the military to go to welding school because I like working with my hands. I like metal. I like doing things that will hyper focus me. So I was like, well, shoot, welders make unbelievable money. I love the trade, so I'm going to do that. So I was in welding school, and I was in school at night school. So my wife worked during the day with our newborn at the time, and then I would do welding school at night. Well, during that time, I was struggling a little bit mentally, just trying to find my place in the world. And I saw an article for a class, essentially in the newspaper, and there was a blacksmith school in Atlanta called Goat and Hammer. And they were offering a program called Hammer Therapy for vets, where you could come in, take a railroad spike, bang a knife out, bang all your feelings out on that anvil, and go from there. And I was interested in blacksmithing. It's something I'd obviously heard about, and I like trying new things. So I was like, shoot, I'm gonna go do that. Went and took that 3 or 4 hour class, and when I came home, my wife was like, I don't know what you just did, but you got to do more of that, just because of how happy I was and at peace and just obsessed. It was literally hit that first piece of steel and I was like, oh, I got to keep doing this. So I essentially just kept going back to that school. I kept taking classes and had essentially no money at that time. We were pretty broke. And I was able to build an amazing relationship with Mark and Jess, who run that blacksmith school. And it went from me buying classes to me helping out around the shop, doing that, and a kind of like working for my classes. And I did that for about a year and a half and was more traditionally blacksmithing. So making hammers and drifts and tongs and the tools that you use to blacksmith. And then about that time, about a year in or so, I started really getting into the knives. And again, it was just for me. It was a therapeutic outlet. When my wife was at work and the little one was sleeping, I would go out in the shop and tinker. I had a little anvil, a little forge, and I just couldn't stop doing it. And I never got into it thinking it would be a business. It was just fun for me. Then I started making knives for some friends and then some family. And then through bodyguarding, I was blessed to have some really awesome clients that were pretty big in the world at the time. And they started getting my work, and then they were posting about my work. And it just kind of took off. So by the time that I graduated welding school, I looked at Sid and I was like, I think I can do this. Like, people are buying my knives. This is a lot of fun, and I'm just going to go all in. And yeah, that's when I started Grizzly Forge, and I never looked back from there.
I mean, I feel like that the one thing that you say when you get off the military and you stop doing security or contracting,
Mm.
I feel from stories and people that I know and things you see in the news is like most vets when they get out, like you say, like it's hard to find something that bring you back to your normal or like another thing to focus on. And the one thing that you say, like you saw something in the newspaper, you tried, I feel like yes, we all as a humans need like some sort of therapy or some sort of help to like get us out of that and give us a different focus and finding something that is that fun.
Hmm.
It's probably mental. It's gonna just take you out of like could be like a dark side or an attachment and but most people didn't find something fun to do like that, like something that is in quote unquote addictive. So you're
Hmm.
like almost like okay, that's gone. I'm gonna do a lot of this, and probably that's what most people out there need to hear or to know. Like, if you find like something that it's very passionate to you, whatever it is, that's gonna help you s- drag you out of that place and make you do something.
And it gives you something to hyper focus on. Like for me, it's like same with archery, like things that completely take all of your focus to do well. Everything else kind of disappears. All those cloudy thoughts, all that other stuff. And the one downside is some people could use that as a band-aid, like not face the issues they're having. I was blessed that I've been doing a lot of work on myself for quite a few years of still navigating those feelings and like the things that I do miss or the struggles that I have. But blacksmithing was that first step of giving me something with a purpose. Like, this is what I love. This is who I am now. This is what I'm going to put everything into. And it was just a benefit that it's therapeutic for me at the same time. So it's pretty wild that I was found a way to make money essentially in therapy.
But like that pretty much saved you, right? Because how many times we heard about vets struggling and this is not working, that's not working, and then bad things start happening. So that's probably one of the uh, pretty biggest awareness that you have show to your fellow vets or your friends that is like, hey, we can find something that will not hurt us. Like we can actually get better, and that's probably one of the best examples that you can put out there for all the people that you know and for all the people that is just getting out or stuff like that.
And it's and what's awesome that I think also one of the things I struggled with the most is losing that community, that friendship, that brotherhood, and fighters have it. I mean, that's one of the reasons I think we became so close over the years is it's the same kind of humor, that brotherhood, that you're
Yeah.
going to war with each other. Like losing that is really tough. And something that a lot of people don't know is like the blacksmithing and knife community is actually really large. And it is one of the best communities alive. So not only did I find my passion, found something I love, but my closest friends are knife makers. And this community and helping each other and learning from each other and training from each other and talking business, it gave me the greatest community ever. So not only do I get to bang my feelings out on steel and do all of this, but I also got surrounded by an amazing group of people at the same time, and multiple of them have changed my life. And it's rad across the board. And finding something you love that also comes with a community and a family like that is pretty awesome to find that.
I mean, that's the community is everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is your the better your circle is, the better you will get, and finding that is probably the best thing that happened to you, right?
Oh, 100% that. And then obviously my relationship with Black Rifle Coffee and everyone over there. If it wasn't for Evan Hafer, I would have lost my business 3 times in the last 7 years of just moments where I hit rock bottom or something happened or, I needed help. And his mission with vets and what they do, he practices what he preaches. And the friendship that they've given me for over 10 years now and being there and then moving my family out of Georgia, giving us, I was blessed to have my forge on their property for 2.5 years in Salt Lake.
That's where I met you.
That's exactly. And if it wasn't for that and that community, we never would have met because that's when Luke got a knife from me and then brought you. He was like, hey, I got a homie Chito. Can you make him one too? And I was like, fuck it, I'll make him one too.
And I have that one. I mean, I have two pieces of you. I have the small knife,
Yeah, you got the cleaver,
and I have the fucking machete.
the machete from the
That's
Sean fight.
that's getting framed for the gym, and I mean, when I got the first one, I was like, "Fuck, this is pretty sick." And is that one that size is too big to carry or no?
No, well, for here maybe in Georgia you could carry anything. No, it's just so the EDC cleaver was just something that I created. A lot of people keep them in their kitchens and they use them for cooking and stuff like that. But who doesn't want to walk around with the cleaver on their side?
That's pretty. It's sick. I mean, I have it with the little hustler and everything, but it's like I put that one where I put all my I have like a cover that my grandma like handmade for me, and there's this small box that have like 10 things, like either a grandma thing, my grandfather the knife that he used to put in the roosters, and like someone asked me, "Are you gonna use that?" I was like, "No, that's like a piece of like art. That's not for use." And like most people like, "But use." I'm like, "No, I'm not gonna use it." And
Use it.
I don't. I just like I just see it. I know where it's at, and it's just like sitting there.
That's such a weird catch-22 thing for me. I love hearing that, but at the same time, I'm always like, go use it. Like
I don't.
I like making things that are beautiful that you can still put to hell. Like you can bang it up.
That one has never touched a thing. and well, the machete is different, right? What I'm gonna do with that? Cut trees, because that thing will cut a tree.
Oh yeah.
But it's like I post a photo later so people can see what I'm talking about, because I don't know if I can pull it up here, but it's like it's fucking sick. I mean, that machete will take a fucking arm off.
Mm-hmm. And it's the only one I've made. So I have a really good friend, Cole Kramer. He's a grizzly bear guide out in Kodiak. I've made him like some brush clearing machetes for when he's on his hunts. He clears all the brush. I made him a couple custom ones, but they're like maybe 6 inches under yours. But you have the biggest blade I've ever made. Because like when that fight was coming up, when I make knives for friends, I try to find a way to make it personal, tie it in, where they're from, use material from their country, like kind of telling a little bit of a story and making it, anyone can make a knife. Anyone could just make a knife and laser jet a logo, your name, anything on that. Right. But for me, when I do customs or work with friends, I want to make it special. And so for you, it was tough because I was trying to figure out, what native knives to Ecuador, and everything I Googled was machete, 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 machete. Especially, and I'm assuming from what I read because of all the farm work and everything out there. So I was like, we're doing a machete.
I mean, I don't know it doesn't matter if I get a bunch of emails, but my email from high school is Chito Vera Machete. I mean, I'm giving up my email right now, but I mean, it's okay. I might get a new sponsor or some shit like that. But like when I give out the email to people say, "Do you say machete?" And I'm like, "Yeah, MACHET." And they go, "Oh, okay." Everybody gets so awkward when I tell them my email. They go like, "Dude, you're fucking an adult." I'm like, "Yeah, I did it in high school."
And just kept it.
And if you type, oh shit,
yeah.
Oh, you're
and
good,
then
man.
And then did the Ecuadorian flag in the handle with some ironwood on that one.
Bro, that shit looks way bigger than I mean, I have it wrapped. I still have it in the same wrap.
The same wrap I had when I gave
wrapped.
It to you?
Yeah, it's like it's on top of my counter and have never touched anything.
We had some fun with that. It was right before the sugar fight, so.
Well, shit. It's a beautiful fucking piece, dude.
Oh, it was so fun to make. And it was just cool to see that, learn a little bit about the culture in Ecuador and figure out what that is. Because a lot of countries have like a native knife or something that goes way back. And all I could find was machetes. And I designed it off an original. There was a certain style of machete that was used on the farms in Ecuador. So I designed it off of that style and gave it my twist.
Type chone machete. So let's see if I can find like even some like workers with the clothes and everything, because I will tell you exactly how my grandpa would be chopping stuff in the farm or in the patio.
But it was so fun to get to make that one.
Let me see.
All right, this $5 one right here, huh?
Oh, bro, yeah, that's like fucking national hero right there.
That's the champ.
Type the one that says Manaví que se respeta, nunca deja su machete.
This one?
Manaba, yeah. That's like That's like what you see in the farm working.
Mhm.
Hat, button up, and pants, but like they fold the pants with like rubber boots to like go to work. I chop my whole entire toe, my fat toe with a machete.
Ooh.
I was like, just hitting wood for no reason. What is that?
That ain't it.
Like, come on,
Wow,
that.
Roddy.
I was looking
Wow.
at this.
That shit is bad.
Is that your uncle or?
I mean, I got family members that look like that. That's for sure.
Here we go. That's you right there. This is what Chito would have looked like had he not started training jiu-jitsu at 16.
Hey, I would have been so happy. I tell you that. Look, see, all green behind, and I missed the wood, and the thing went straight down to my toe, and it kind of like went in, and I have to like force it to get out, but because there's not much skin, it just barely hit the bone. When I pull it out, that thing was just like splashing blood up,
Just squirting.
and I just went, "What the fuck?" I went upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
My grandmother didn't even freak out. She's like, "Oh my God, boy, you always do something." She throw water, throw alcohol, and she had this like white powder, like
What could it be?
it was something to. It wasn't cocaine. It wasn't cocaine. It was like literally like something that creates
Scab.
creates scab.
That makes sense.
Bro, it was no stitches. Nothing. She throw the white powder. She told me don't move for like 30 minutes. That thing dry off on top. A scab came out. But dude, I have like a crazy line, like from below the nail, like to the knuckle. And then when my mom came to pick me up, she was like, "Holy shit, we need to go to the hospital." She's like, "No, me, he's fine. Yeah,
He's good.
he's good." Bro, but that was, I mean, if I would have go a little harder,
It would have been gone, toe off.
yeah.
And like I was saying, my buddy in Alaska, Cole, when I made those machetes for him, what we did different on his is you're real close in that brush because he's a grizzly bear guide. And you're real close in the brush, real thick when you're working. So you're cutting in front of you. So the machete, it's got the edge going all down the side, but then it stops. The bevel stops right there, and the whole tip has no edge because everyone was working so close. When you're hacking, he didn't want you to potentially accidentally catch the person in front of you with the curved part of the blade. So it's a straight edge going up and then stops, and then the rest of the blade is dull. That way, when you're in there real close, you don't have a chance of nicking your toe, hitting the guy's calf in front of you, any of that. Because if you're just in there
And that's to
whacking
like
away,
move the big grass away.
yeah, to cut all the brush, and then a grizz is so big when you shoot one and it goes down, you don't know where it's gonna die, and a lot of times they'll die in like really heavy vegetation and all that, and it's not like you can grab them by the legs and drag them to a clear patch to skin them and cape them out. So you've got to clear everything around there so that you can work the bear, quarter it, get all the meat out, the hide, all of that.
Dude,
so it's a good bit of clearing.
When I was younger, and like today or in cities, people have those like the round one that just goes zzz, and you just cut everything.
Yeah.
Back home, it was a stick of a wood that they would like make. They would cut. It's like a long stick, and at the very end, it's like just like an L, like a line, and then up, and they would like use that, and just with the machete just like hit the ground, hit the ground, hit the
wow.
ground, bro. They will clear like a mile with no machines, no blower. Put like all the grass together, tie them up to the side, and keep and. I will like, let's say I will be in a horse ride, or I will go with my dad to see the cows or whatever, and I will see like one dude just cleaning because in a farm if you don't cut it, the weeds just go
Just keep
fucking
going.
8 foot tall. So like every month, farm owners would like cut, but by hand, wood stick, and just the sharpest machete.
That's unreal.
And bro, I was like always been amazed by the guys doing that because I was like, it's one human just going in an acre and just clear a path so he can, go milk the cows, whatever, because everything will just go like
Yep.
6 foot tall. And I was like, now when I get older, I was like, that was one fucking person doing.
Isn't that unreal? Like when you have to do something what you're capable of, for him, that's just a day. Like that's
it was
just
nothing. It was just like pop, 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 pop. I wish I can have I don't think I can find film of that, but it was like, it looks like a fucking, like the little machine car was going, and it's just by hand. And then there's not even like blew it up. It's just like put it together, put it on the side, burn it, gone.
And it'll take me just as long with a weed eater here. If that's all you know, then that's all you know, and you get very proficient. It
was wild. Like sometimes there was no path to go inside where the cows were. Don't worry,
we'll make a path,
bro. And perfectly even. It's crazy how they do it.
It's the Ecuadorian determination.
Even
man.
Today, I don't see people in farms. I mean, I'm sure in corporate farms or shit like that, they have these cars that just go and boom.
Yep.
But in a normal farm, that shit's by hand. Sometimes you see 15 guys, one in each kilometer, whatever. Dude, they just clear the fuck out. Because that's not the grass that the animal will eat. That's just fucking weed that grows faster than anything. And it's wild the way those machetes work. That's what that machete is fucking special, because it's I had a machete my whole life.
Well, and that's what I learned. I mean, that's what made sense to me to do for you, is just because it seemed like it was the national tool of Ecuador. It seemed like everyone had one. Everyone uses one.
We were talking should I take it to Wayne? So I was like, that's too dangerous.
Oh, that would have been so. And I remember that conversation when we were there. You're like, I'm going to take it. I go, I don't know if we should take that.
And I don't think they will let me take a fucking.
I don't think they would let you either.
Yeah, that's too sketchy. Have a machete in an arena.
That's a little sketchy, especially with how keyed up you guys get that week. It's so fun getting blessed to get welcomed in as close as I have with y'all, to get to see you out of camp or when you're not getting ready, but watching that mindset switch, especially fight week, it's just unreal. That energy, seeing that. The only thing I can compare it to is to military service of getting prepared for a raid or a mission or going out, that mindset you're getting in, doing all of your planning and prepping and knowing what's coming. I've never found that anywhere else outside the military except with fighters, which I think is one of the things that is so intriguing, because that energy is hard to find anywhere else. And with you guys, especially day of, after the weight cut, rehydrate, now it's all that's done, now we fight.
Yeah.
And just that energy is...
It's heavy.
Oh, it's so heavy.
I always tell people, I feel like we, the fighters, we are whatever you guys do, that's the ultimate gnarliest, because people actually die.
Yeah.
We're the thing that is below...
I go here.
I want to go more down, because we don't get that hurt, and there's yeah, we do get hurt. I want to say
I know what you're saying.
I want to leave a space in respect of what you guys do. I a lot of a space, but 100%. We are in sports general. There's nothing else. A stress level,
nothing
you can get hurt.
Close.
We're bull riders maybe, but it's different.
True. Yeah, actually, I would say bull riders would be the closest to that. But when it's two humans, and for you guys, you can do everything, and it could just not be your day. It is. I don't watch any sports. I've never been into sports. I've never been into anything, including UFC. And then getting to meet you guys, for me, when someone gets into my work and truly gives a shit and wants to know about it and ask questions, and especially with the support this community has given me, it made me in turn want to go, well, shit, I'm actually really close friends with this person now. Now I want to understand what he does and give your art the same respect you guys give me.
Right.
So when we started getting really close a few years ago, like I went back and watched every one of your fights, every one of Luke's fights, all of that, and then getting to go to so many fights, I've become obsessed. And now I don't miss a fight. I watch everything, all the podcasts, all the news, because getting to be there and watching the fight weeks and going through all of that, it's the closest thing that I have to that previous life of mine.
Yeah, it will remind you something. It will bring you good memories, probably, like the community, like we all go to work together, like all your friends and teammates are like, come on, let's fucking go.
And just how like close your circle is leading up to that, and one person can change that energy and fuck this up, and just the vibe that with Roddy and everyone and how close this circle
yeah, will
is.
you skip it nice and
it's
tight?
just fun and relaxing and calm, and everyone has a part to bring to the table to make sure that that week goes smooth and
Everybody's
helpful.
happy.
Exactly. And it is funny because everyone's always like, you're so lucky, it's so awesome, you get to go to all these fights, all that. And I'm like, but I'm watching my friends, the anxiety
It's fucked
that
up.
comes. Like, I've yet to go to one that a friend isn't fighting in, or I'm there for a friend. Bro, like, especially in Miami, like, I didn't. And this is me talking as a friend, and I can't even imagine the feelings you have as the fighter.
It's worse for the friend because I know that it's my time to go and do it. So eventually I accept it after all the nerves, and I'm scared and I'm nervous. There's a point that I go like, fuck it. It's okay. Whatever it goes. But for the friend that is watching, there's never that acceptance because they're like, just win. Please win. I don't want to see you bad or I don't want to see you hurt. So the friend watching never lose that. It's because I've been in the other side. I've been watching my friend fight, and I'm like, come on, please. Oh no, okay, yes. Oh no, oh fuck yeah, he won. But the viewer is the one that suffered the most.
And
Once you're in, you're in.
And what was it? I think it was the Corey fight. I was up in the crowd, and it was like just me at that one, and I was all by myself and sitting there and being in the crowd like normal UFC fans watching, everyone shit talking and running their mouths and blah blah blah, and then I'm just there on the edge of my seat with my fucking hands on my face, like, and everyone's like having fun, and it's just sitting there like fuck, and just like getting mad at people talking around me. And for the Miami one, I didn't even go to the event. I watched with the Perfecting Athletes ladies. Like, we stayed in the hotel, like literally one on either arm, sitting on the couch watching the laptop. Like, it's wild, brother. Like, and it's
Fighting
such
is fuck. Fighting is I mean, that's what, like, I like to think after fighting, because it's kind of similar when you leave something heavy like the army or like the force, because you go like, what I do next? I've been it's not just the tension or the cloud or the lights. I think I can handle that. Like, if I know that's gonna be over one day, I know there's gonna come 100 fighters and they're gonna have their time and their cloud, and that for me is like, I won't miss that. All for me is like, if I finish my career with a good example and people appreciate what I did, cool. It's just like chasing that hardcore adrenaline of like doing fucked up stuff. Is like, so I always think the day I say it's over, the next morning I'm gonna wake up like, now what? It's like I would have to find something like you did, like the knife making, the stuff. I'm like, okay, maybe ultra running. I'm gonna hurt myself even more, or just having a coffee shop and sit down and make coffee all day. But I feel like in a business, you won't have that adrenaline probably. So probably I would have to still like, well,
you'll
maybe
never find that adrenaline again.
I mean, if I start doing like 50-mile race, 100-mile race, you might get a little bit of that, because I have done one marathon ever and I went, oh, I think this is it. I think
I can see that.
I think this is what I would do. Just do like few marathons a year, and then once I get really comfy with that, then move up to the next one. I believe the next one is 50 miles.
30.
They're 30.
Yeah.
That's only 4 miles more.
A 30 is considered an ultra. Anything over 26, 6 or whatever it is.
Oh wow. Okay,
So you
good
can
to
do
know.
a 30 ultra, 50 ultra. They have different
I start with a
ones.
30
Start
for
creeping
sure. Yeah, I want to start with a 50 then. If a 30 is considered, I just do that. But I mean,
And there's also a super physical side that when you get out, you'll be leaving. The training, the cardio, the pushing yourself for. I feel like having an objective is incredibly important in life.
yes.
And where running would give you something to work towards and obsess over and plan
Yes.
for. And then the struggle, like I've done one marathon and I will never run any more past that because I don't have the demons to run past that. Like the work and where you have to go mentally for that
You have to love
is
the fuck out.
it's astounding. So that makes sense that would be something that would be an easy fit for you coming out of.
Because sometimes I see like fighters when they're done. I keep seeing like they struggle, and then a lot of specialists or scientists are like, okay, maybe too much punching, too much banging. I'm sure there could be something wrong if you didn't live your right pretty perfect outside fighting, which I believe I try my best to like hyperbarics, eat healthy, and
Dude,
all this
you
stuff.
and Roddy are two of the healthiest. I actually think you and Roddy are the healthiest humans in my life.
I think Roddy
God
wins.
bless.
I think Roddy wins.
That I have the last 5 days I've been here has been the healthiest 5 days of my entire life.
Oh,
We've got a workout every single day. I'm waking up to smoothies and a nice chai tea, and we're hitting the sauna and the ice plunge, and it's just like the lifestyle. I'll never forget when we were in Colorado for Luke's fight. You and I were talking in the kitchen, and you were like, "Yeah, I don't own a microwave." And I was like, what? And then John was like, yeah, I don't own a microwave either. And I was like, who the fuck doesn't own a microwave?
I don't in my
And then-
kitchen. I
and-
didn't put one.
And then you were like, well, if you can't reheat it in the oven, then you probably don't need to be eating it.
True.
And then like when getting rid of the microwave gets rid of so many foods that you just don't need. And the way y'all's brains work and how you treat your bodies. Like I joke with Roddy all the time because obviously I'm incredibly close with him and we talk a good bit of like just having that friendship and with how intense y'all treat your bodies and all that motivates me to be a better person and want to do that. Like if I had gone anywhere else for this amount of time, probably would have had some Chick-fil-A, little McDonald's here and there, maybe this, little that, but I don't think I've eaten anything that's not
He's been
completely.
eating single ingredient foods since the second he got home to my house.
If you are to stay with him, he won't let you eat McDonald's.
No, well, yesterday we were at a family birthday for him for his niece and nephew, and they had a Costco pizza, and I walked right over to it, popped that box, grabbed the fattest piece of cheese, and I walked right to him. I was like, "Hey, Roddy," and just took the biggest bite, and I was like, "It's so good."
I'm sure it was good. I'm sure it was
I
good.
told him he had to eat or he would offend every single Persian in that place.
That's true too.
I know, so I was like, "Well,
He
if
had
I've
to
got
eat.
to, I've got
They know
to."
they already hate me. I was eating a little broccoli, a couple carrots.
Everyone's trying to get him a drink, and he's like, 4 more days, 4 more days.
Yeah, I mean, every time you see him, he shakes hands. He goes, 24-hour fast ready. And you go, all right. And then the next day, 72. okay. And then the third day, I used to start a 24 clean program today. You go, this motherfucker, come on.
He can never do anything. He's
Look,
always on
It's
something.
always on. I mean, take the shit off that motherfucker.
But I've
like,
I've learned to be more flexible. All right?
Very true.
You are flexible. You're flexible.
You
get
gotta
your-
live a little bit too at the end of the day.
You have to. I mean, if you don't, shit.
That's how I was telling. I was like, it's a healthy balance of doing all the right things, being healthy, being conscious of what you're putting in your body, doing all that, but then still having a little bit of
Something.
joy.
You gotta get a little bit of something. Like, you can't just lock the fuck up. You have to do something.
And
And-
some people may be wired for that. To only maybe the obsession of being clean is what brings them joy.
which
But
is
for
fine
me,
too.
and it 100% is. But for me, I'm going to have a nice bowl of ice cream. I'm going to have a burger. Like, I'm going to have those moments, but as long as I'm conscious of that's just here and there, then I'm good. And you can live a good life.
The small cheats are fine if you're healthy. It's more for the regular population that the whole kitchen is processed food and snacks that says organic, and they have like 20,000 chemicals, and they're drinking alcohol regularly, and they're like eating fried shit and fast food, and they're snacking on chips, and they're eating like shitty mayo, shitty ketchup. Those are the people that they need to like almost like do a 360 and like stop. You're gonna
Yep.
die. The ones that stop at McDonald's at 7 in the morning, get the fucking triple XL large.
Oh, if you
fucking
heard
Coca-Cola.
my old McDonald's order, it would make you throw up. Like back in the early 20s, it was a 20-piece chicken nugget, large sweet tea, large fry, 3 McDoubles, no pickle, no onion, hot fudge sundae with peanuts, and an apple pie. And that was my go-to McDonald's.
Holy shit. That's large.
And back then it was under $20. Now that would be $50.
Hey, you know, you use ChatGPT a lot. Will you throw that into ChatGPT real quick and just see how many calories that is?
Yeah, I mean, go for it. That's really that's a heavy fucking order, bro.
Let's see here. How many calories from McDonald's is a 20-piece chicken nugget, 3 McDoubles, no pickle, no onion, a large French fry, hot fudge sundae with peanuts, and a large sweet tea and apple pie?
That's heavy.
You know, ChatGPT normally works real quick. It's going real slow right now. This is taking some processing power.
That's gonna fucking
Let me
it's
turn
gonna
my phone
hurt.
off airplane mode. That would help too. But it's so nice now to not, like, if I had a McDouble at this point in my life, it would make me so sick. Like, just not feel good. And once you start, all right, it's breaking down.
Let's put a guess. Let's put a
breaking-
guess. I say 10,000 calories.
I say 3,500.
Fuck, that's a big gap.
4,400.
Wow, that's wild.
That's a lot of calories.
That's a lot. That's a lot of calories.
you're
And I'm not proud of that.
But you're 6'7".
Yes,
Yeah.
I am.
Let's not
I am a
forget that.
large human.
It's almost like it's almost like you can pull it off better than other people.
Well, and at that time, my metabolism was so fast. Like I disgustingly, I ate that meal probably 4 times a week. And I would have 3 or 4 other meals on top of that meal and just couldn't gain weight. I was just super tall, super skinny. Like I could eat like that. Like when I used to play lacrosse after school, we had a pizza place down the road called Stevie B's, and it's like a pizza buffet where they have all the pies laid out and then you just grab what you want. Like after a game, I would house 40 slices of pizza.
Holy shit.
Like we would go in and it would always be this big competition who could eat, and there was another defensive player on our team and he and I would 30, 40 slices of pizza. And then I would go home and eat again.
That's heavy. That's a lot of fucking pizza.
Well, I mean, you look, and not that I am not even remotely comparing myself, but like Michael Phelps with how much he burned and everything. You looked at what he ate. Like my output was just so much and my metabolism was so fast. So I just ate. And if you didn't get fat, then you thought it was healthy. Or at least that's
True.
where my mindset was at that
I mean,
time.
but if you see like the real big runners, they're just eating calories. They're not eating like a nice salad with a little bit of protein. They're like big sugars before the run, big carbs. Then after the run, kind of something during the run.
Go Coke, Snickers bar, like.
And you go and you're jack. But they say that's the quickest energy. And with all the advanced science and shit that we have out there, they're still not eating like a perfect athlete.
Mhm.
And you see like a real runner, they fucking look like they're ready to fight. So it's like
nuts.
it's like, and then when I start running like that, I started adding like a little bit of those things to my long distance runs.
For sure.
And I'm like, holy shit, like you run better if you're putting bad food in your system.
But you're burning it so fast. So that's different. I wasn't doing any of those things. I was just eating it. My metabolism was burning.
Was helping you.
But then that shifted in like late 20s, early 30s. And then I just couldn't eat like that. And I get Africa fat, like where you just got the big old distended gut in Africa. Like it's a lot of carbs. I spend a lot of time in Cameroon and everything will be skinny. Neck, arms, everything, and just carbs. It'll just be this big old pot belly. And when I gain weight, that's exactly how I gain weight. Everything stays skinny, face stays the same, legs, but just
barely.
All around my waist just gets flabby, and then my gut will just distend out.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Not at all.
Yeah,
not at all.
That's not a good look.
Not a good look.
Because there's good looking fat shape. There's just like when you're
Agreed.
like nice and round and hard. I'm like,
That's not one of them.
I'm like, yeah, that's a good fat, but yeah, there's bad ways to get fat, I will say.
Oh, 100%.
And everybody have a different body and a different type, so it's like if I'm hurt or I'm like not training, I need to like either walk a lot because I get a skinny fat. Like all my muscle gone and I just get like a stupid body. I'm like, fuck that. If I'm hurt, I'm gonna fucking sauna, eat clean and throw the least exercise I can to just maintain what I have, because if not, I get all weird.
Yeah.
I look like an alien.
Yeah. It's a goofy look.
Yeah, I look very goofy if I get fat. So I did years ago, like I got hurt and I got an elbow surgery and I was just like, fuck me. I was just eating normal. And I went, oh, that's a bad look.
That's what happened to me when I broke my back in 2020 is I just let everything go. Food went down, diet, everything went to shit during that. And then once I started getting healthy and healing, I just kept up with it. And it wasn't until like 2 years ago, 2 years ago, I did the 75 hard program from First Form, went through all of that, dropped 62 pounds during that and got in the best shape of my entire life. Ate completely clean, not a processed food for 75 days, nothing but water for 75 days. Did all that and finally got good again. And then I finished the program December 15th, and then January 1st, I got influenza A, and it almost killed me. I was hospitalized for 4 days. I did not run under 102-degree fever for 12 days. When I finally went to the hospital, I was at 105.8 where my fever was at.
People die like that.
Well, I was leaking. The reason they put me in is I was leaking something. I still don't quite understand it, but I was leaking troponins from my heart because my heart was under so much trauma from where my body temp was. And this is me loosely explaining what I understand from it. But just because my body was under so much stress, I was having heart issues too. And even when after the 4 days they finally released me, I was still running about a 101 fever. And then I went in the hospital January 1st. And then my first day back to work where I got off the couch was February 16th.
That's a long fucking disease.
And because right when I started finally beating the flu, I got pneumonia. So I rolled right into pneumonia. And what sucked is it was like I was at the best shape of my life, nailed everything, did everything, was feeling great.
That's what probably keeps you alive.
And it was a catch-22 because the doctors said that, but they also said one of the reasons I potentially got so sick was because I was so run down, because the 75 hard program is a lot. It's not, for me personally, it's not something I could maintain past that because it's 2 45-minute workouts every single day. So the way the program works, it's 2 45-minute workouts every day. One must be outdoors. 0 alcohol, 0 drugs, 0 anything, nothing processed. You have to pick a diet and stick to it. So my diet was primarily carnivore with fruit and veggies and water. So that's all I ate for those 75 days. You have to read 10 pages of a book. Read like you can't, not on a tablet, an actual book. 10 pages of a book a day, and then you have to take 1 progress photo a day. And that's every day. And if you miss any of those steps, you failed. So there were days that I was so exhausted where I worked the whole day and I still had my last workout of the day. So around like 10 to 15 workouts. My last workout was past 1 a.m. because stuff came up and things popped up, but you got to get it done.
You have to get it done.
And then those last 10 chapters, there were multiple times where I'm reading the book standing by my bed, because I had friends that had failed the program because they passed out before they finished it. And it's on you. It's on your integrity to know that you didn't cheat. Like, that's the whole thing. I think more or less you are in amazing shape when you're out, but it's
a challenge.
It's an incredible challenge of integrity and making the time. And this was at a time of my life where everything was crashing. At the time, my wife had left me. I owed the IRS over $150,000. I had liens on this was 2 years ago. Like, everything was crashing around me. And then I decided to do this program in the middle of that, working 12-hour days, 6 days a week, because I was trying to pay back the IRS all the money that I had owed, because I hadn't paid a business tax in 3 years. Then the IRS came for their money.
And those motherfuckers come.
And they come hard.
Yeah.
So did that program, but the mental strength and resilience I gained out of it
that's what brings you here today.
It was the best part of it. But then what I was getting at is getting sick and everything. It just it was hard to get back in, because after that program, working out one time a day for 7 days felt like vacation.
Right.
Like, it was just, I can do this other stuff easy. And then I got sick for those 6 weeks, and then getting back into that rhythm again.
It's
was
hard.
Just tough. And I was telling Roddy, I'm only 5 weeks back into really getting after it again. And it's like, I was in the best mental health place at that time. And I was recently talking to my therapist of just like, hey, life's been a little rough lately, busy, moving the family back in, just a lot of life. And I was like, I'm kind of struggling a little bit. And she was like, you know what I'm going to tell you? And I was like, what? She was like, you stop putting yourself first. She goes, you stop the gym, you stop the physical, you stop the things that make you feel good. And then it's like, well, I don't have time. And I was like, you have time.
Yeah.
Even if it's an hour a day, you have time. And it just triggered me. And then knowing that I was coming out here, it's like, there's a part of me that doesn't want to come out here looking like a fat slob or, doing all that. It's like, y'all motivate the shit out of me to be a better version of myself. And then I was like, fuck it, we're getting back in it. And now we're 5 weeks strong, eating healthy again, doing the right things, hitting the gym, the sauna every day. And then I had a session with her 2 weeks ago, and she was like, oh, I hadn't even said anything yet. She just looked at me and she goes, oh, look who's back in the gym. It was that noticeable, that where I was mentally, how I talked, the peace, the calmness. And it's like, what am I and it sucks when you know what you need to do and you just don't do it. And then now that I am doing it again, it's like, fuck, damn it, I should have been doing this the last 2 years.
I'll be honest with you, there's always time. Even if you run
always
20 minutes, you got 20 minutes. Right after lunch, in between taking a shit, you can go for a 20-minute run and you will lean down. And then, okay, I go back to work. In between hammering the fucking blade, you can throw 10 push-ups. If you do that,
I got a pull-up bar above my anvil now, and I've got a TRX system hanging in my shop. And you're exactly right. It's in between heats while I'm waiting for that steel to go. I'll knock out 5. I'll knock out this. And I'm about to do the 100 for 100 with Roddy. So June 1st, we're going 100 push-ups a day for 100 days.
Do you know what I'm saying? If you do 5 or 10 pull-ups or push-ups through the day, you get to fucking 100 in no time. Mm-hmm. There's always time to do something. It's just people get consumed with work and they run away from their own health and they go like, oh, I just don't have time. It's like, you have time.
Or they set the goals. Something that I always failed at is they set the goals too high, where I'll tell myself, I'm going 5 days a week. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And then when you don't do it the first time, then you're like, oh, fuck. And then, no, it's set the bar low, because those small, gradual bits add up over time. Where a lot of people, they have to do all the things, just do a little bit. And then once you're good with a little bit, add a little bit more. And those little
in no time, you're going to be a fucking monster.
I told Roddy, I was like, wait till when I come back in 4 months.
You're gonna be fucking jacked.
Lucas, I got a question for you.
What's up, buddy?
We've talked a lot of stories, and I think you could share some good insights with people who are trying to build something or go for something. Like, you've had a lot of obstacles you've had to overcome, whether it was military, business, personal life, you know. Like, what would be the one piece of advice you'd give to somebody who's going through something like tough or wants to build something tough, like based off of your experience with the military and bodyguarding and all the different things that you've done? Like, it's not always easy. People look at you, it's like, oh wow, he's got a successful knife company, but it wasn't a easy path to success, right? So like, what could you share with the audience about when you hit those moments where you're like, I'm fucked, and how to push through that and keep focusing on your goals?
Well, first off, I have a bit of a cheat code in that, and that's my faith. I'm a very strong Christian, and for me, having that faith and having that entity above me where I personally truly believe that everything happens for a reason and God has a bigger picture for me. I went through a really rough time a couple years ago, and it was rough enough that it was either I leave this world or I find my faith again. And finding that faith is what changed that. And once, for me personally, once you have that, some people would say it's, you know, oh, you're just, how do I put this? It's easy. It's a cop out to say that. But for me, anything negative that happens in my life, and at this point, it's weird to say this, it kind of feels like a blessing, but I've had so much bad stuff happen to me at this point where now I can look back and see all the good that has come out of it within 6 months. You know, I came close to taking my life 2.5 years ago. And it was a 15-second moment where that thought came in. And now looking at where I'm at 2.5 years later, it is the greatest blessing that didn't happen, especially with the kind of, and it's very hard to say that out loud, especially with the kind of father I am and how much I love my children, and the guilt, especially right away, I felt for even thinking about leaving them alone in this world. But if it was not for my faith and believing that there was a greater purpose and to just surrender to that, it takes all the pressure off, because at the end of the day, it's not on me. So right away, I would say that's probably my biggest cheat code. But I will not, and especially you, Roddy, know this, like, I will not do anything that I don't want to do. And for me personally, with my business and the success and all of that, I never changed who I am. No matter the money, no matter what it is, no matter the clout, no matter what comes out with it, if I don't want to do it, I don't do it. I was never monetarily driven. I don't like fancy things. I'm not to say that I wouldn't love to live an amazing, lavish lifestyle. It's not what defines me. And being a good father, being a good husband is my top priority now. And then the business comes third, and there's just no pressure. And it's what I love. I feel like a lot of people put a lot of pressure and struggle because they're not hitting where they're trying to get, or they're in there for the wrong reasons. Find something you love. Find something, if you have the opportunity. And even me, like making a business with knives, it's hard to be a full-time knife maker and make a living off that. I am so blessed, but I believe the reason it happened is because I did it for the right reasons.
That's everything.
I love, and for me, I'm a very relationship-centric person. I will never do, I've had a lot of people offer me a lot of money to make a knife or this, or work with this company or this collaboration. And if I don't love the people behind it and I don't have a connection, I just won't do it. And it may be the worst business move ever. I could be in a totally different world if I had taken some of those. But the relationships and even the friendship we've built because of knives, that's kind of what's got me there. And just do what you love, find a way to make it work. And as long as you're happy and you can go to sleep at the end of the day being proud of who you are at that core, for me, that's all that matters. Is Grizzly Forge could fail, everything could go down, but with how many times I failed, I know that there's 5 other things I can do. There's 5 other things I will put all my chips on, like leather. I would love to be a leather maker. Welding. I still would love to be a welder. There's so many other things you can do, and when you're open to failure, a lot of people will just ride that into the dirt because this has to be the thing, instead of having faith in something else, saying maybe this isn't the thing, and now I'm open for you to show me where I'm supposed to go. So I hope I answered it right, Roddy, but I would say for me, getting through that, my faith is what kind of gives me the opportunity to shift, adjust, and be open to wherever I'm supposed to go next.
Beautiful.
I'm doing they're doing it for the right reasons is the most important. Today, people focus too much on the cloud. I want to be famous. I want to be the man. I want to be the woman. But it's like, forget about everything. Just do it and do it nonstop. If you really love it, and eventually something will come out of it. And failure will be there regardless. In the beginning, in the middle, in the end. But you gotta have faith in something. And if it's in God's hands and plans to make you do it, that will be. But if that didn't happen, it's either you're not doing enough or it's just not for you. And that means you just gotta open your eyes, and the other right thing will be right there. You just have to be wide open in the light.
100%. And when you do have those moments where everything goes wrong, or you lose someone, or you're just brought down, a lot of times, and for me personally, I think it's the only thing that would have brought me back to that faith. So a lot of times when life really gets you, maybe someone's kind of tapping your shoulder a little bit, saying, hey, I'm here. How hard do I got to shake you for you to some people learn the hard way, like myself, and need a pretty good slap across the face to be like, oh, okay, I'm here. I'm listening.
The signs are there. It's just some people don't want to see them, but they're there.
Well, yeah, it's like, what are we doing now? Like, all right, I'm back. I'm good. All right, I'm listening. Let's do this the right way.
They're always there. It's just some people just blindfold themselves and fool themselves and be like, no, I'm fine. You're not fine. If there's some sort of shake, that means you need to either walk straighter, take a different route. But if you don't see the signs, you're going to be fucked. And that goes for all of us. Doesn't matter who you are or what you do. If things are getting shaky, it's probably you just got to just shift a little bit, and then everything will be just fine.
Couldn't agree more.
My brother.
I love you, bro.
I love you too, brother. Thanks for doing this.
Always, man. Thanks for having me.
I feel I have at least another hour, but Ellie has a birthday party, and I need to babysit the other 2. But we do round 2 when you come back.
That's all that matters, man. Family first. You know I'm never bumping on that.
I know that, my bro. I know. I love you, dude.
Love you too, brother, and I'll be seeing you soon.